I'm your host, Donna Cates, and each week we'll dive into powerful stories, expert strategies, and practical tools to help you take charge of your financial future. Whether you're planning for retirement, navigating a divorce, or simply looking to build your wealth with confidence, this is your space to grow, learn, and thrive. Let's get started with today's podcast. Hey, everybody. I'm really excited to introduce you today to Jaime Raskulinecz. And I'm hoping I said her name close enough to right because I've been practicing it here and I'm probably still butchered it. But we'll get her to say it just in case I did mispronounce. She is with Next Generation Trust, and I'm really eager to delve deep into your career journey now. So if you could give us just a quick 90-second overview of what it is that you do and why you got into it, Jaime, I would surely appreciate it.
Sure. Thanks, Donna, for having me, and great pronunciation. So, Next Generation Trust Company and Next Generation Services are two interconnected companies, and we specialize in self directed retirement plans. And for us, that means we specialize in the custody and administration of non publicly traded alternatives within retirement plans. Talk about a mouthful.
Yes, I agree with you. Absolutely. So, and let me kind of think this through. So, as a financial advisor, I I have custody of a lot of retirement accounts. What I don't do in my profession is those alternative non-listed stocks. So can you provide just a little bit more context on what that might look like for our audience?
Sure. So most of our clients are still very much interested in real estate and real estate related assets. So many of our clients purchase investment real estate directly with their IRA, meaning that the deed actually goes in the name of their IRA with Next Generation as custodian for that IRA. And so the property is held within the plan. We hold the deed as proof of the investment, and all of the income and expenses flow through the IRA account. Now, it's not just real estate, of course. People can give mortgages associated with real estate, other loans. They invest in private placements and other private investments. And, some people actually want to invest in order to better their community and their community's business district. So they may invest directly into private businesses, small businesses in their own community. So it's really a wide range of investments. The IRS says the only thing that's not allowed is life insurance and collectibles. Everything else is good.
No life. Okay, you're educating me here because I wasn't aware of that. No life insurance or collectibles.
Right.
Okay.
And
And
and I've been perennially depressed. I'm a wine collector and I've been looking for a way to invest in wine with my IRA and I haven't figured it out yet.
oh my goodness. Well, then we'll have to put some positive energy out there for that to come to fruition for you. That would be wise. Well, and I'm sure that's a very specialized niche that you're working with, and I'm excited to just get to know you in the event that I have clients who could take advantage of that. So I'm very curious, and this is kind of more detailed just because this is my industry than what our audience is probably interested in, but I'm really curious to know what the advantages are to having like a mortgage inside an IRA.
Well, I would say that the biggest advantage to using this strategy to build wealth for retirement is that if you are using your non-tax advantaged money to invest in certain assets, like perhaps you are a hard money lender on the side, outside of your full-time job. Perhaps you're a real estate investor outside of your full-time job, or maybe you're a real estate agent or broker. The ability to invest in a product that you know and you understand and have it be in a tax advantaged account is very beneficial because It's non-correlated to the stock market, so it's diversifying your portfolio, and it's very likely that it's an investment that you understand a lot better than the stock market.
Got it. That makes perfect sense there. And again, it's just you're taking whatever that hard asset is and putting it into that tax deferred status. So we're not having to pay taxes on gains and income and such as we go along. Okay, well that's helpful for me. So thank you for sharing that. So I know we're in a very regulated industry, but tell me, what is the biggest problem that you see in your industry, and what are you doing to help solve that?
Oh, that's an interesting question. So I would say the biggest issue in our industry as a whole is trying to educate consumers on how to do proper and complete due diligence on these investments or the people who are trying to sell the investments to them so that they can avoid being a victim of a scammer or a fraud. And you will see that a lot of the regulatory agencies over the last several years have actually put out announcements about self-directed IRAs because there are a lot of bad actors that concentrate on this part of the industry to try to scam people out of money. And it's unfortunate, but it happens everywhere. But it does happen in our industry as well. So we try to put out as much education as we can and tell people about the red flags so that they're a lot more cautious.
Okay, awesome. And that's helpful. And what is it that you're doing with your clients that makes you unique from others?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that, Donna. We pride ourselves on our customer service. We give white glove service. We handhold our clients as well as their professionals that might be our referral sources as much as we need to, because this is still, even though this strategy has been available since ERISA was formed, this is still a very little known strategy. And like you're in our industry and you're not completely familiar with this because you've been concentrating on the publicly traded stuff, right?
Correct.
So we we've actually done some Ritz-Carlton training for our staff. We're a boutique firm. We do not have a voicemail attendant answering the phone and forcing people to go through all of those prompts to try to get a live person. We actually answer our phones, which has shocked a lot of people who have shocked us to see who we are. But that's really what sets us apart. We're very customer focused.
And that's got to be so refreshing for anybody that calls you, because I know I go down that rabbit hole daily, and even getting somebody that speaks your language, that it can
Yes,
be challenging as well. So I know that that's got to be very appreciated. And just saying Ritz Carlton service, I know exactly what you're saying when you say Ritz Carlton. So that's setting
that's
the
right.
standards high. That's awesome. So tell me, where do you see the industry going in the next 5 to 10 years? Are you seeing people, learning more about it and getting more involved, or just share with me what you see happening?
Well, interestingly, Next Generation Services is in our 21st year this year. And it still amazes me daily that we still have to do the same amount of education about this strategy as we did 21 years ago. And part of that is because obviously so many people are now interested in investments and investment education, and they're just learning about it. But also, it's really because the traditional custodians and banks spend so much money of their advertising dollars to be in front of consumers, making them believe that the only thing you can invest in is, stocks or mutual funds through their wealth management department or CDs. And so our industry, well, we're not as old as the banking industry, but as old as ERISA, right? We're still trying to catch up, and we don't have access to the amount of dollars that they have to spend.
Got it. For the advertising and getting that in front of people. Okay. That
Yeah,
that makes
ours is much more of a personalized approach with financial advisors such as yourself, other professionals that might advise clients on investments, as well as individual investors and business owners who might be interested in this.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, you can consider me part of your network now because I'm sitting here thinking of people that might need to work directly with you. So I'm going to kind of shift gears a little bit, whether we make this personal or business related. What's the biggest challenge that you faced to this point in your life, and how has that shaped the way you're doing business today, Jaime?
Oh, that's a loaded question. Um, so I don't know which way to go. I'll go business related because no sob stories today.
Okay.
So, business related, I would say that this is my third career, actually. Started out in healthcare, was in property management and real estate, which still have a little bit, and this business. And I would say that in all of my careers, the biggest challenge I think I have always faced and still do today is finding good quality staff members and personnel. Um, it has always been a challenge, and we're very particular about the people that we want to be on our team. And thankfully, some people who are not a good fit weed themselves out and decide
Mhm.
not to stay with us. And other times we have to make that decision for them. But that still, I think, is the biggest challenge, finding someone who has the right mindset to want to provide that service that we're known for, as well as be able to integrate and blend into our team.
Yeah, that's got to be a challenge. I know that my husband was actually sharing when he came home yesterday. He was standing in line to pay for something at one of our local retailers, and there were like 10 people standing around that work there, kind of what appeared to be twiddling their thumbs. Right? He has no clue what they were doing. That's just the way it appeared to him as a customer, and there's only one cashier working. And he's going, okay, so do I just need to go to a self service thingy or what's the deal here? And he was kind of complaining about that. And I think that's the thing that probably really sets your, um, business apart is being committed to that high level of service, because that's yeah, once somebody experiences that, they're not going to go anywhere else, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's we do not lose clients related to service, and as a matter of fact, we have some clients that have been with us almost from the beginning and are only now closing their accounts because they've aged out and they're taking, required minimum distributions or what have you. So we tend to keep clients for a very long time.
That's so good. I'm so happy to hear that. Well, let's shift gears again. We're going to make this personal. Now, if you could have lunch with one person, living or deceased, who would that be and why?
Well, also a great question, Donna. Nobody's ever asked me that before. I would have to say JFK. And the reason is I'm a history buff and I'm a Kennedy buff, and I am extremely interested in the 50s and 60s as an historical era as well as the cultural era. So I would have to say JFK.
Okay,
And
that would
and
be
and I would say Jackie just to throw that in because I'd want to talk to both of them.
that she would have to be there as well. I would agree with that. That's awesome. Okay, let me ask you this for our listeners. What's the best way for people to reach out to you, learn more about what you do, and how they might work with you?
The best way is through our website, which is nextgenerationtrust.com. And on that website, they will find various ways to get in touch with us. Our local phone number and our 800 number is there. We have a form that you can fill out to be contacted by a staff member. We have live chat on our website. And while it is initially answered by a bot, the bot does not do anything else. It just says, if it's during business hours, hold on, somebody will be with you in a minute. So there's various ways to get in touch with us. And if they go to our website, they will also see that in honor of our 20th anniversary last year, we actually opened up all of the archives of our educational webinars on our YouTube channel. So Next Generation Trust Company can be found on YouTube, and all of our educational webinars and videos are there as well.
That's fabulous. Thanks for sharing that because it sounds like I might need to visit that. That sounds awesome. Well, this has been a wonderful interview, and I'm very grateful to have you as a guest today. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure, Donna.
Thank you. I hope today's conversation left you feeling inspired, informed, and ready to take the next step in your financial journey. Remember, building wealth isn't just about money, it's also about creating a life that aligns with your goals and values. If you found this episode valuable, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with the women in your life who deserve financial empowerment too. Until next time, stay confident, stay empowered, and keep building the life you desire.